What up YouTube, Doomnyc here with another deck profile. This one is going to be the new Banished Fish deck, Generation Fish if you want to call it that. I've been actually trying to work on this deck for a while, since the set came out, since everybody's been talking about it, and this is a deck that I came up with, so I hope you guys like it, alright? So first off, we start off with 3 Air Orcas. This is the main guy in the deck. Pretty much you can remove one fish, aqua or sea serpent type from your hand, and then you get to destroy one face-up card, and then he gets banished. So this is like one of the main boss monsters in the deck. I say boss monster because you're gonna use him to do a lot of removal, so that's one of your win conditions, so you kinda have to do that. Then I use 3 Sky Star Rays. This is just a 600 direct attacker. You're gonna use that once in a while, but the main thing is that if he attacks directly, he banishes himself and then comes back the next standby phase, so that's really good, especially when you're talking about exceed summoning. So this is like one of your main guys right here. Next, of course, you gotta run Triple Diva. It's pretty obvious that everybody's gonna play this in the deck. It's the best searcher right now for this deck, so you kind of have to play this. And it's your main synchro summoner and exceed summoner, and we'll get to that in a second. So 3 divas. Then 3 winged tortoise. This guy right here. At first, I thought, I'm like, okay, this guy's like, he gets his effect in the hand or the graveyard. You don't want to use the effect in your hand, you rather use it in the grave. But so I was like, maybe I should just run 1, but then I found out that if you have 3 in the grave or 2 in the grave and you banish the fish, they all get to come back. So that's pretty broken, so I would definitely suggest running this at 3, just because of the fact that if you have all 3, you get to bring all 3 back. So that's really a big thing in the deck. Next up, we got 2 big jaws, 1800. So obviously this is the big beater in the deck. I don't really like this guy that much because of the fact that after he attacks, he banishes himself and he doesn't come back. And then on top of that, because of the high attack, he's subject to bottomless trap hole and stuff like that, where most of the monsters in this deck are not. But that's okay because it's banished fish, so we can always get it back. Next up, 2 Fly Fangs, 1600 Piercer. The reason why this guy's better than Big Jaws is because after he attacks, he gets banished at the end phase or whatever, and then he comes back. So again, that's like going with the theme of the deck. You want the fish or sea serpents or aquas that get banished and come back, because then you get a lot of different effects that way. So that's really good. So 2 of those guys. 1 Lost Boot Breaker. You kind of have to play this in the deck. I actually feel bad that I can only fit 1, but he's really good. I mean, he's 1400, which is perfect. It gets under bottomless trap hole. And if you have another fish on the field, which you should, Air Orca or Fly Fang or something, or Sky Star Ray going away and then coming back, you tribute this guy off and you get to target, one of their spells or traps. So that's pretty good. So definitely use that in the deck. And it's cheap right now, guys, so get your hands on it. 1 Gen X Ally Birdman or Ganex. This guy's awesome. First off, with the Diva play. If you play Diva, you search for a level 3, you can use Birdman on Diva, bring Diva back to your hand, and you can synchro for level 6 or exceed for a rank 3. Why that play is good, that play sets up your next play, because now you have Diva back in your hand and you get to use it again. That's why it's so good. So definitely play 1 of those. If I could have fit more than 1, I would have, but I just couldn't. And the last monster, Sangan. Sangan is too good. I mean, as far as with the exceed summoning and everything, this guy is awesome. And he searches out like more than 3/4 of the deck, so you kind of have to use this. And he's level 3, so once again it goes with the theme, and I'm gonna show you why being at level 3 is so key in the deck. Alright, so now we go on to the spells. 2 fish and swaps. You discard a card to get 2 from your remove from play pile back to your hand. Now, if you're not playing big draws, I wouldn't suggest playing this card, only because big draws is a guaranteed remove from play card, so you know you're gonna have at least those guys out there. You don't really want to bring back Fly Fangs and stuff because those guys are gonna come back automatically. So it's better to just use this on big draws, and of course, this is great for ditching Winged Tortoise to the grave. So 2 of those. Now this is like the combo that I'm using these cards: 2 surface and 1 salvage. I tried running 3 surface, but it wasn't as consistent as running 2 surface and a salvage, because with surface you get to reuse Blue Breaker's effect, which is awesome. You can bring stuff back and exceed really quick, but with salvage it helps you gain more hand control, and this deck has a big problem with that. So, and I don't use Underworld Egg Clutch. I find that card to be slow and it's probably going to get MST'd, so I rather use salvage. I think it works a little bit better. Level Limit Area B. This is just a great stall card, being that every single monster in the deck is less than level 4. This card will unaffect your deck, but really affect your opponent pretty bad, especially if they're playing Twilight or Lightsworn. So this is a great card for the deck. Stall out until you get more cards. Staples, Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, and then 2 MST and Heavy Storm. I'm not playing 3 MST in this deck because you have Blue Breakers and you can reuse it a lot of times, so you don't really need it that much. So 2 MSTs and a heavy. Alright, now for the traps. 3-0 Fish. This is the Fish War Chariot. This card's really good. You just have to shuffle when you remove from play Fish, and you negate a monster's effect. I mean, to me, that's really good. You have to run this at 3 because the card is just way too good. Double Gravity Bind. Don't run this at 3. I tried playing it with 3. It's a dead draw most of the time because you will draw multiples of it. It's better at 2. You draw it when you need it, and as long as you can protect it, you know, basically you'll win the game that way. So this is really good. Double Gravity Bind. 1 Torrential, it's obvious staple. Double Solemn Warning. Alright, now this is like my prevention cards. Double Solemn Warning, Solemn Judgment, and 1 Starlight Road. Starlight Road being to protect your level limit and your gravity binds from that heavy storm. So you got the Starlight Road, you know, against Mirror Force, Torrential, Dark Hole. There's a lot of big cards now. So Starlight Road should be main decked. So that's the main deck. It's 40 cards. Let's go on to the side deck. Side deck, we got 2 Maxis. This is really good because the deck does lack draw power, so this will help it out a little bit. 2 Cyber Dragons, 1 Veiler. You don't need double Veiler because you have the O-Fish. 1 DD Crow, not 2, and I'll show you why in a sec, why I only run 1 DD Crow. Another Breaker, because you never know, you're playing trap heavy deck, this can really be good. Double Cross Out. This is especially good against the Lightsworn matchup now. Twilight, Gravekeeper, because Gravekeeper is going to be huge because of Wonder coming out. So, you know, that's really good. Now, this is why I'm only playing 1 DD Crow. I'm siding in 3 D Fissure and 2 Macrocosmos. You want your stuff removed from play anyway. This is going to make Fish and Swaps really live, and you know your stuff is better off being removed anyway. Now this will automatically go in against the Lightsworn or Twilight matchup, like second and third game, hands down. So that's what makes, you know, the side. That's why I don't need 2 DD Crows, because I'm gonna be playing macro. And the last card for the side deck is a Mirror Force, in case you need it, in case you're getting beat down by, you know, some type of OTK deck. All right, now for the extra deck. We got 1 Leviathan. I'm going to start off with the Exceeds first. 2 Leviers. You got to play this. This card is too good, especially with Birdman getting removed from play. You just throw away Exceed material, get Birdman back. It's really good. 1 Submersible Carrier Arrow Shark. This is a 1900 beater, level rank 3 Exceed. So, you know, Granosaurus, and remember, we can't play Utopia or Roach in this deck because all the monsters are mostly level 3. So Granosaurus. I'm actually gonna put in 1 Terabyte. it is actually possible to get this, and you have to play your combos right. But if you have winged tortoises in the graveyard and you banish a fish or sea serpent or whatever, you can actually get this no problem. So it's really good. One fusion, of course, Chimera Tech. For the synchros now, we got 2 Catastor, and I think this is going to be the biggest change in the meta right now, where people are going to run multiple Catastors because so many people are going to be playing Lightsworn. So it's probably going to be the biggest synchro monster of the format. Orient Dragon, Bryonic, 1 Black Rose, Stardust, Scrap Dragon, and Trishula, because Trishula can be brought out fairly easy in the deck. As long as you have Birdman and you do some crazy stuff. So yeah, so that is my Banish Fish deck. I hope you guys like it. Rate, comment, subscribe, and until next time, YouTube, peace.